do you want to wrestle Chris Jericho at Hammerstein Ballroom? I said, hell yeah. A lot of backstory to this match. Chris is somebody that I've looked up to. I was a little nervous. On the indies, I've been the ultimate heel. No redeeming qualities. Asshole. And now, I'm gonna be a babyface? I was going to come in the Ghostbusters Ecto-1. Ecto-1 doesn't show up. At this point, I'm thinking, holy shit, like, my ankle is fucked. If you don't, convey the emotion, the fans aren't gonna get behind you. Never watch this match back. All right, Chris Jericho, Matt Cardona, Ring of Honor, final battle, Ring of Honor World Title. A lot of backstory to this match. Always ready, right? I'll never forget, I was eating at the Liberty Tree Tavern. That's in Disney World with Chelsea. And I got a text basically saying, do you want to wrestle Chris Jericho at Hammerstein Ballroom? I said, hell yeah. Ring of Honor World Title, Jericho, a guy who I've wrestled before in WWE, but the match was like 5 minutes. Chris is somebody that I've looked up to, not only my whole career, but kind of my teenage years on. Like guys like him, Adam Copeland, Christian Cage, they were the smaller guys who made it to the top of the business. And I said, if they can make it, I can make it. So I was always a fan of Chris in WCW, his WWE debut. In 9th grade, my parents took me to WWF New York, a restaurant in Times Square. On my birthday cake, we got Chris Jericho. I got the Chris Jericho figure upstairs at the gift shop. He was always my guy. I was a little nervous going into Ring of Honor because I'm not necessarily an AEW Ring of Honor typical babyface. And okay, on the indies, I've been the ultimate heel. No redeeming qualities. Asshole. And now I'm going to be a babyface? I don't know if that's going to work, but it did. The AEW audience, the Ring of Honor audience, they were giving me holy shit chants, and they were very supportive of me. I was blown away, actually. Chris is an absolute pro. He knows what he's doing. We set this up. He invaded GCW. Chris he always has his finger on the pulse. He always does. Wow, here's the entrance right here. Now this is interesting. So it starts on the complete. You think I'm coming from the entrance, but I'm coming from the street in some Ghostbuster gear. Little backstory. I was going to come in the Ghostbusters Ecto-1. I was going to drive the Ecto-1 from the Ghostbuster Firehouse to Hammerstein Ballroom the night before. We're at the Firehouse. We're there. I'm in gear. Ecto-1 doesn't show up. They fucked me. It was the Ecto-1 screw job. It all worked out, coming through the people, coming through the crowd. Look at that Ghostbuster gear. Always ready to believe you. I was a little nervous doing the show also because GCW, that's what we're doing this today, right before the GCW Hammerstein Ballroom. Is this gonna take away from the GCW show? I said, no, I'm gonna try to get more buzz for the GCW show. Hugging my parents front row, of course they're there. Hammerstein Ballroom, a very special building in my career. Wrestled Joey Janela there for GCW. And that's the building, that's the event where I realized, I always knew, but I truly realized that night that Matt Cardona is only living because Zack Ryder died. Zack Ryder needed to die for Matt Cardona to live. So here I am. It would have been a lot cooler with the Ecto-1 entrance, but it worked. They released and they sold that night a Ghostbuster-esque, can't sue me, there were no logos, inspired shirt. I told my dad to buy the shirt to wear it. He goes, what shirt? My shirt! What other shirt? What other shirt are you gonna buy the Jericho shirt? No, buy my shirt. Look at that tan. All jacked up. I've worn this gear before, actually. I wore it at a TNA show like years ago, but it's a one-time wear. There's actually a Major Bendy's figure in that gear, but this all came like last minute and I had the gear ready. There wasn't time to make brand new gear. So it worked, nobody knew. So here's Jericho with his elaborate New York entrance. The King of New York. Originally, actually, I had King of New York gear. We were gonna do kind of King of New York versus King of New York. This Ghostbuster thing kind of fell in my lap. They asked me, hey, if you could, basically said, if you could do a New York inspired entrance, what would you do? I said, yeah, get me in the Ecto-1. I'll drive from the Firehouse to the Hammerstein. They said, done. I couldn't believe it, but it didn't happen. Here's Chris, Ring of Honor World Champion with Brian Keith, who I wrestled. Awesome talent. I wrestled him a couple weeks prior to this on AEW. AEW, Ring of Honor, they made Hammerstein look so much more professional than it really is. Like, watch the GCW show from 3 years ago, watch it tonight. You'll see the big difference, because here they have the nice lighting, the big stage, the ramp. You're not getting that with GCW. Also, full disclosure, never watch this match back. I don't want to, spoil anything, but I like mess up my ankle in this match. To this day, right now, I have a swollen ankle. I didn't quite love my performance because I knew I wasn't moving how I could be moving. So I haven't watched it back. I'm going to watch it back right now, live. I'm either going to like it or I'm going to hate it even more than I think I hate it. But we'll see. Still, a very important match in my career. If I would have won, oh, by the way, I lose. Spoiler, don't turn this off. If I would have won this, who knows what would have happened. But I think the beauty of pro wrestling and the beauty of working with Jericho, and he gets it, I could have won this and it would have been believable. And Jericho is so on the ball with stuff like that. Ring of Honor, synonymous with the Hammerstein Ballroom. Guys, Never watched a Ring of Honor show in my life. It just wasn't for me, wasn't my style of pro wrestling. That's why I thought, oh my God, this Hammerstein crowd is gonna destroy me, because I'm not doing their style, their strong style. I am kind of stiff, but I'm not doing the Ring of Honor typical style. But we were storytelling, we were hitting pretty hard, you'll see. I mean, just look at the setup, the people, the atmosphere was electric. This was a long show and we were kind of deep in the show. It is what it is. You're working with Chris. It wasn't the main event though, but I think it was right before the main event. But it was a long show. It was a long, long show. Here's Chris. Got a birthday cake with Jericho in Times Square in 9th grade. All these years later, I'm wrestling him. Also, Mikey Whipwreck, my trainer, when it was ECW One Night Stand, 2005, he brought me there and I was watching and Jericho's on the show. 20 years later, I'm wrestling Jericho for the world title. So pretty cool stuff here. Jericho's entrance. Because they paid for that New York song. They were gonna get the full entrance. They were gonna get the full entrance. It's okay. Jericho gets it, man. Jericho's somebody who throughout my career has helped me out. When I was the one-legged tights, Zack Ryder, because I wanted to separate myself from Kurt Hawkins and Edge and the Edgeheads, and it worked. I was the woo-woo guy, the one-legged tights guy. But after a while, Chris pulled me aside and said, hey, basically said, it worked, but you gotta stop doing that. Wear trunks to be taken more seriously, and he was 100% right. Even when I came to AEW, I did something with Cody Rhodes. I had this brand new shirt on, said Strong Island, ripped it off, I was all jacked up, and I threw up the LI hand sign. I'm like, yeah, Zack Ryder's there, but I can still do the LI, I'm from Long Island. Jericho said, no, never do that again. Everything that is associated with Zack Ryder needs to die, and he was 100% right. Shirt was still the best-selling shirt of the week, though. Look at this tan. Hell, I knew I was tan. I always have a great tan, but this is a hell of a tan right here. I'm hoping that one day through Jazzwares, the toy company, we can get a Chris Jericho versus Matt Cardona 2-pack in this matching gear. That's always I'm always thinking ooh, what would be good toyetic gear? Toyetic means basically if a kid's walking down a toy aisle, just, whoa, what's that? It just pops off the toy shelf. The slime green, the lime green, if you will. Again, Ghostbuster inspired. They'd have to get my tan accurate. I don't know if they can nail the tan. Such a cool moment. Look at that shot from the top. That aerial shot. So in Ring of Honor, they have a code of honor. That's where you shake hands before the match. That's what they do. So, the bell rings, I go to put out the hand, even though I'm kind of hesitant to do it. I'm like, all right, Ring of Honor, code of honor, here it comes. Is he gonna do it? Is he gonna shake? Is he gonna shake? No, well, I told you, he flips me off. It's funny because now, I'm wrestling me, essentially, you know what I'm saying? Chris Jericho is the ultimate heel in Ring of Honor AEW. I'm the ultimate heel in the Indies. There it is, radio silence, 1, 2, 3. Nope, 1, 2, he kicks out. This was my idea to start the match hot like this, because this was not going to be a tackle, drop down, leapfrog match. This wasn't going to be a chain wrestling match. So much had gone down on the television program. I put him through table. He attacked me. He whipped me with the title. He invaded GCW. He laid me out. So this was not going to be a typical, all right, headlock, shoot off match. Now we had to go right away. Here we go. Reboot. Boom. 1 minute in, you can actually see the bottom of my boots is just covered with thumbtacks from all the GCW. I had a match with PCO, Monsters Ball match. I like it. It had some character. Look at that dive! Oh my God, Matt Cardona, big dive, lands on his feet. I definitely was prepared for the fans to turn on me in this match. I thought it'd be cool to do a heel match, but they were into, oh, watch this. Okay, so here's my dad. I'm saying, Dad, hit him! What is he doing? Oh my God! Unbelievable. He doesn't hit him. He I don't know what he's doing. It wasn't even a pie face. It wasn't as bad as I thought. In the moment, I was like, you gotta be kidding me, Dad. Right into the steps. I like that Ring of Honor, AEW has ring steps. I'm not used to ring steps on the indies.
Let's fucking ring steps! Let's finally ring steps in GCW. Holy shit!
Bashing his head into the steps. Bam! I go grab the title. A little receipt, as they call it in the biz. He whipped me with the title on the television show. And I don't know how this is legal, but we got some creative liberty. Just whipping him with the title right here in the middle of the ring. Oh! There's no way that felt good. He whipped me a couple weeks prior, but I was wearing a leather jacket, so I had a little bit of padding in it. We're moving, we're going 100 miles an hour, but it's not chain wrestling stuff. It's just fighting, which is kind of my style. It's a mix of brawling and wrestling. It's not deathmatch stuff. Nothing here is deathmatch stuff, but it's not chain wrestling by any means. Oh, this was not fun. Oh! Big backflip on the ramp there. That was my idea, and it's in that moment I'm thinking, why did I suggest this? I knew it would suck, but it sucked a lot more than I thought it would. That's what we call in the business a little heat spot. Where now Jericho's in control. Now Jericho's going to take the advantage of me. He's going to be in control until I make my comeback. I'm spoiling the biz here. Jim Cornette's going to get angry. Sorry, Jim. Even though Jim has a podcast every week that exposes the business. I'm crawling in, aka catching my breath. Luckily, there's a 20 count in Ring of Honor. You know, I was a little nervous about being the good guy, but I was a babyface basically my whole run in WWE. You know, there was times where I wasn't, certainly, but for the majority of the time, I was a good guy, and I guess like it just comes natural to me. But being the heel is so much more fun. But even in this situation, listen, Jericho's leading the match. He's the heel, and he's an absolute pro. He knows what he's doing. But I would have had a lot more fun playing with the people if I was a heel. But wrestling Chris is a blast, you know? I'm listening to him. People think like this is choreographed like a fucking dance. It is not. You know, you got to listen to the people. You got to adjust. At least if you're a professional, that's what you're doing. And Chris knows what he's doing. He's getting the people to absolutely hate him. And it's working. Like the people online hate him. The people in the building hate him. And he loves it. He gets it. All right, here we go. Little shoot, reverse, little Bret Hart buckle. It's funny. Chris in an interview, he compared me to Bret Hart, saying like I can kind of do it all. And like, you know, I never really considered myself the excellence of execution by any means, but I appreciated the compliment. And I guess like I understood what he was kind of talking about. Like I can do everything. I can wrestle anybody. And listen, I was very happy that he compared me to the Hitman, and great compliment. But I do believe I can work with anybody, big or small. I can be a heel or face. So I guess in that sense, I'm just like the Hitman. Jericho playing with the people, and with Brian Keith on the outside just adds like another element. Like Jericho can like distract the ref. In comes Brian Keith. It's just simple like 101 stuff. That's why I loved having Chelsea Green by my side, or even Steph DeLander. It's just as a heel, as a good heel, let me say, you want to have no redeeming qualities. You want to be absolute scum. There's too many heels these days who want to be cool and who want to secretly be liked and want to do cool moves and get holy shit chants. In my opinion, that's not the proper way of being a heel. Jericho just trash talking. It's all about the interaction with the people. If the people don't care about you, if the people don't love you or hate you, like what are we doing? We might as well be wrestling in the backyard. You know what I'm saying? If we're doing it for ourselves, that's not what pro wrestling is. It's about the people and involving the people. All right, so I'm rolling out of the ring here. This is where Jericho gives my dad a little receipt, that dreaded, grueling pie face. Look at this. Brian Keith is like, look at this. He's beating the shit out of my dad's smiling. Come on, Dad, Jesus. Come on, play along. Holy shit. All right, here's Jericho coming. He sees my parents are there. Oh, here we go. The stare down. Blows my mom a kiss. There, that's a pie face, Chris. I don't think so, buddy. Some stiff forearms. Look at Scott Yeager, Major Mark over there with the foam LI hands. Shoe reverse into the steps. Easy. That's called a hope spot. Give the babyface a little bit of hope. He's coming back. No. Jericho grabbing the camera, I love that. I want to do that in GCW. I'm gonna steal that. That's gonna be stolen. Oh, this was not fun either.
Championship on the line. Just can't end well.
Oh, look at this, Brett Lauderdale, GCW owner, front row of the Nike, the Nike sweatsuit. Brett Lauderdale was outside these shows, flyering, which means like handing out flyers to the GCW shows. That work ethic, like, oh my God, I respect it. The owner of the company out there with flyers trying to promote the GCW show in a month. Like, you gotta respect that. I absolutely do. The Jericho wins we riot sign, that's kind of a callback to the Cena wins we riot sign from ECW One Night Stand. Also, the if Cardona wins we riot sign from GCW at Hammerstein Ballroom. I'm just listening to Jericho here. Like I said, we don't really have, like obviously we know who's winning the match, right? But this is not step by step plan. Oh, the famous Jericho pin. Said, pal, I'm kicking out of that. Jericho is somebody who like just always changing, always evolving. The WCW, you know, the Ayatollah of Rock and Roll, the Y2J, the Suit Jericho, the Save Us Jericho, the List Jericho, the Painmaker Jericho, the Bottle of Champagne Jericho, this King of New York Jericho. There's so many, I'm missing Jerichos. There's all these other versions of Jerichos. Like, he gets it. He absolutely gets it. I think we're about to get into the little comeback here. Some chops, some knife edge chops, strong style. Boom. Going back and forth here. I'm not really a chop guy, but if I'm chopping Jericho, oh, here we go. Fuck this. Forearms, baby. Stiff forearms. I'm sorry, pal. Apologize later. Boom. Big knee to the face there. At this time, I'm pretty tired, I'll be honest. I mean, listen, I have these matches on the indies all the time, these long matches. Wrestling Jericho, there's added pressure. Here we go. A little stiff. Oh, stiff forearm, wrong elbow. That move is not in my repertoire, but I might have to add it because that looked pretty damn good. Missile drop kick. Picture perfect. Cover. So far, I'm liking this match. Of course, there's little things I'm picking out. Like I'm saying, like, ooh, wish I would have done that better, done this better. But that's how you learn. That's how you grow. You always got to be learning. Once you stop learning, once you stop evolving, like you die, really. So you always got to be, critiquing yourself and being harsh on yourself. In my opinion, listen. You also got to believe your own shit, and you got to believe that you're the fucking best. Because if you don't believe you're the best, then no one else is gonna believe it. Perception is reality. But also, you got to look in the mirror and be real with yourself. I think we're getting to the spot where I fuck up my ankle. Big spine buster. That's another one I got to put back in my my little checklist and move the spine buster. Okay, here's the ankle thing. So I'm about to go up, also taking my time, catching my breath a little bit. I'm not really a top rope guy, to be honest. Like I've been up there before. I do some things up there. Here comes Jericho. He stops me. I did watch this back because I watched this back with the trainers after it happened. And it's not like ugly by any means. I don't know why what happened. He gets the superplex. Okay, see, it doesn't look bad at all. Right? As I stand up, I realize, oh my God, my ankle is like, you can't, all right, well, I'm not really selling it. I'm ducking, I'm moving a little bit. Get him up, bam, okay. At this point, I'm thinking, holy shit, like my ankle is fucked. I don't know what the hell happened. I've taken a superplex for 20 years. I just landed weird, landed tricky, and it's fucking given out. Take the code breaker, but I gotta keep going. Obviously, I'm moving. It's not broken, but also I'm thinking like, maybe it's the adrenaline, maybe it's not, I don't know, but I can't just like stop this match. I'm wrestling Chris Jericho in the Hammerstein Ballroom, a title on the line, but like, fuck, like usually if something hurts in a match, you feel it after. The adrenaline wears off and you feel it after. But this, I felt like right away, and it was not getting better. It was just getting worse. And I'm like, oh my God, look at how, oh my God, you can see I'm like kind of hopping here. Double crossbody. I'm getting up though, okay. Big double clothesline. Double big boot. We stole that spot for my match with Adam Copeland. Might want to B-roll that. In my head, I do remember being like, fuck, like my ankle. I think I'm telling the ref like my ankle, but what are we going to do? We're not going to fucking end this match. Like if this was an indie show, I'd probably be like, all right, let's go to the finish. Let's go home. But like, this is fucking world title match. Chris Jericho, we're not ending this shit. I think I might be telling him here like I can't jump. Okay, this is where I go for the radio silence. He catches me. Oh, you see me, I'm like fucking grabbing my ankle. Oh. Can I even jump for this thing? Yeah, look at me down. Fucking, oh fuck, here we go. I'm going. Nope, caught. Land right on my head. All right, we're almost there. We're almost at the finish here. So I remember like getting rocked on that powerbomb. Not Chris's fault, just shit happens. And I'm thinking like, I'll never forget this. This I remember, being in the walls of Jericho, thinking like, where the fuck am I? Like what's next? Like where am I going? Like, okay, this is where Big Bill comes. Big Bill comes, big boot, interference from Big Bill. I think when Big Bill kicked me, I'm back to where I need to be. Thanks, Big Bill, that kick. Knocked some sense into me. Like, all right, now I know where I'm at. I'm rocked. Like my ankle's messed up. My head's messed up. I just got to get through this match. Like, this is it. Like, am I going to beat Chris Jericho? Am I going to win the Ring of Honor World Title? And like, you have to have that mentality, right? Because like, if you're not believing what's going on, oh, juice effect, nope. Big code breaker. Jericho's move, a move I stole from him. I used in the Indies. 1, 2, kick. Damn it. If you don't treat this 100% legit, 100% authentic, 100% real, then the fans aren't going to buy it. I have to sell it. I have to treat it like this is, oh my God, like that's not going to put him away. Like what else do I have to do to beat this man? There's no way I'm going to quit. And the fans can sense that. They can relate to it. They can, here it is. Radio silence from the top. Going for the cover. Oh, Big Bill distraction. All right, this is the finish right here. But like I'm saying, if you don't convey the sense of urgency, the sense of desperation, the frustration, hitting the back of the head with the belt. Screw job, the Hammerstein screw job. If you don't, back to what I was saying, if you don't, convey the emotion, the fans aren't going to get behind you. Jericho crawling over, draping the arm over. 1, 2, 3. And there it is. Watching it back, I liked it. Overall, liked it. Things I would do differently. Sure, that's how you learn, that's how you grow. I'm not saying I'm not proud of this match. I am very proud of this match. I am proud, very, very proud of this match. Wrestling Chris Jericho, one of my idols, 20 plus minutes, head to head, toe to toe. It was great. It was a great memory, a great moment. Hopefully Jazzwares, Jeremy Bedower, if you're listening, you turn this into a 2-pack, because that would be a way for me to truly immortalize this match. Chris Jericho, Matt Cardona, Jazzwares 2-pack. And after this match, they helped me to the back, and I remember thinking like, shit. Like, A, I have GCW Hammerstein in a month, and also, like, I can't be injured right now. I can't, like, get surgery on my ankle. All the horrible negative thoughts are going through my head, and they unzip my boots. I don't have laces, I have zips. I'm thinking, oh my God, when they unzip this, like, my ankles will be popping out like Psycho Sid style. But luckily for me, that wasn't the case. I was just sprained. I don't know the official diagnosis, because guess what? I never got it really checked out because I wasn't going to take time off, right? Once the trainers backstage told me it wasn't broken, I was like, okay, I'll get through this. First of all, the trainers, I think to this day, every couple of days they're checking on me, which I thank you so much, making sure I'm okay. And then I've been on the road ever since. Like, I tape it up. I'm not a trainer. I don't even know if I'm taping it up right. But like, that's what you got to do. You got to suck it up. And maybe if I was in AEW or Ring of Honor, I'd heal it properly, but I'm an independent wrestler. If I don't work, I don't get paid. I don't get buzz. And if I don't get buzz, then I fucking die. I'm addicted to the buzz. I'm chasing the buzz because, like, I want to have another match with Jericho. I want to have another top level match. And that doesn't happen if I'm just sitting on the sidelines, oh, my ankle hurts. No, like, I'm going to work smart. I'm going to be smart about it and take care of it the best I can. But like, I can't just sit home and not wrestle because, like, Matt Cardona takes a weekend off. It's on to the next one, right? This business is, what have you done for me lately? And I even put a tweet about that. Like, I had this match with Jericho. It was great. People were talking about it. Next day, it's over. And that's not because the match wasn't good. It's because there's so much going on in this business. The business is so hot. There's wrestling on every single night of the week. But I got to do it. Me versus Chris Jericho, New York City, world title match. You can't take that away from me. And Chris, one of the absolute best. He's the master of innovation and evolution. And hopefully, when it's all said and done, when people talk about evolving and keeping up and changing with the times, they talk about Chris Jericho and Matt Cardona.